All right. What's going on, Profit Producers? It's Takesha Williams, your virtual COO. Make sure my mic is on because half of the time I'm over here talking and nobody can hear me. All right. So today I want to talk a little bit about did I even give this video a title? Um, the 4 phases to a profitable product launch. 4 phases to a profitable product launch. And so I kind of try to keep it short, sweet, and to the point. But one of the things that I realized is that several of you, hey, several of you are wanting to launch, a program or a product. You want, you have a course, right? And you want people to enroll in your course, and you don't know how. A lot of times we think that we just create this course and magically we upload it into this membership area, and miraculously people are going to buy our wonderful program. Am I telling the truth? Right. Well, let me share with you. When we do a launch, a product launch, I've gotten it down to like a 12-week process, right? Especially if you are brand spanking new to launching your curriculum, launching your program. I got it down to 12 weeks. You can't see it. It's a printed version. A lot of my clients get the color version when they come to my events because we do walk through this as well. But it's literally set up for very specific items that you should be doing every single week that you realize that you're getting ready to do a launch. All right. Um, it cut my title off too. I just realized that. And so I'm going to walk you through the 4 phases. So of course, phase number 1, note takers are money makers. So if you're watching, I challenge you to take notes. All right. So phase number 1 is your planning phase. And what's the saying? I just heard somebody say it the other day. Those that fail to plan to fail. Those that fail to plan to fail. Yeah, I think that's it. And so if you're not planning out your product launch, then you're just basically shooting things like darts at the wall to see what sticks, right? That is it, right? Thank you, Tandra girl. I'll be teaching. I'd be like, hold on, what's that saying again? I done messed it all the way up. But yeah, so if you guys are just joining, do me a favor, say hello, drop your like your name and where you're from below. I always like to come back regardless whether you're watching a replay, whether you're watching live, and I always like to say hello. All right, with that being said, so phase number 1 is planning. All right. So how many of you under the sound of my voice, it doesn't matter if you're here with me live or if you are watching like the replay, how many of you are planning to actually launch a product, a signature course? You can have a coaching program, but you're planning to launch something in the first quarter, even in the second quarter, right? Let's just say in the next 12 weeks. How about that? There you go. How many of you are looking to launch a course in the next 12 weeks? I want you to comment me below. I'm going to do you one even better. Tell me what you're launching. Are you launching a coaching program? Are you launching an 8-week course, a 4-week course? Tell me what it is, right? And if you don't know, honey, that's a problem. You stuck in phase 1. Okay? I'm just saying. All right. So a couple of things that we do in the planning phase is, hey, from Jackson, Mississippi, I'll have to see, I have to come back and see your actual name. So tell me your name. But this is kind of where we set like our revenue goals and, how many people need to enroll into the program in order for us to make our revenue goal, right? So how many units do we need to sell in order to make our revenue goal? How many coaching, enroll, and how many people need to enroll in coaching in order to meet our revenue goal? Like, you need to start with the end in mind. So you need to know how many units need to be sold in order to meet your revenue goal. And whether you know it or not, I think that's Latoya from Dallas, Texas. I can't see the name. But whether you know it or not, you also need to know like how many people or eyeballs actually need to see your offer in order for you to get the numbers that you desire. You didn't realize that, did you? So think about it. So all of my love muffins, my profit producers, my webinar success tribe members that are out here using webinars, regardless of the type of launch that you're doing, you need to know how many people need to register for the webinar in order for me to get the number of eyeballs that I need in order for me to get the sales I need. So y'all ain't even think about that. All you know is I want 10 people in my program because my program costs $9.97. I want 10 people. Okay, well, if you want 10 people, how many people need to register for your webinar? How many people need to be in your challenge? How many people need to be at your workshop? How many people need, oops. I just want to get y'all thinking. All right. So then the other thing that we do, I'm literally reading off of this. Don't be trying to screenshot this. I'm gonna teach it. I'm teaching it. So if you want to, Toya, do you have the link to tomorrow's class? I'm actually teaching this class, so I'm gonna walk them through every single week of what they should be doing in their business. I'm gonna help somebody have a launch, a successful launch. All right. So then the next thing that you need to do is you need to determine what type of launch, what strategy do you want to use? Like there's so many different type of launch strategies that you can use. There are workshops, there are live events, there are challenges, there are webinars, there are 3-day, workshops, 3-day video series. Like there's so many of them. I've been teaching over the last 7 days. I started with 3. I taught 8 webinars in 30 days. I taught how to do a challenge. That joint was crazy. Like, I don't even know if they say that. My son was like, did you just say dab today? But the challenge one, I don't know if how many of you are on here with me now that actually participated in the challenge one. But the challenge one was crazy. Like, it was crazy. It was good. Hi, Sheila. I'm reaching out to you. I promise. But yeah, so last week we taught how to do an actual challenge plus the webinar. Crazy, gave away all the secrets. And so the next one is because we're doing 8 live trainings, y'all. I'm giving 8 strategies live. The next one is going to be the actual 12-week product launch blueprint. Like I'm going to teach for about an hour and a half exactly what needs to be done on every single one of these things. So I'm just giving you the 4 phases, but I'll be breaking it down. So one of my team members is going to put the link on there. If you want to get access to it, you can get it's 9 classes total. If you want to get all access to all 9 classes, or you can buy them one by one. We'll send you out. Just make sure you're on our list because we email about the classes and everything. All right. So once you start with the, oh, come on, you need to come on. I'm telling you, go just get the bundle. Just get the bundle. Because you're gonna need all of them. Because see, here's the thing about it, right? So under the planning section, one of the things that I said was you need to start with the end in mind. How many people need to be in your webinars in order for you to reach the, your goal, right? And so, and then you need to figure out, well, what strategy do I want to use? Like what launch strategy would I like to use in order to, all right, so grab the bundle. What strategy do I want to use? Well, I'm teaching like 9 strategies. If you want all 9, boom, you grab the bundle. One of the things that I'm telling my students is that like everybody is not feeling a challenge. Everybody's not feeling, live events. I get it. That was me for a very long time. However, you pick which one resonates with you. So that's one of the reasons why I've been teaching them all. Like you pick which one resonates with you. So we have, I'm teaching the workshop model. We've done a workshop model. We've done a podcast model. We've done a telesummit model, and all of these things that I've done over the last 36 months, all of them. The webinars, well, the 8 webinars started in like 2014 to 2015. and they still work. Can I give you a secret? Can I give you a secret? So funny enough, right? And I'm gonna still teach y'all the full parts. I promise. But y'all know how I do. But funny enough, I was telling the team, I was like, everybody knows I teach my students, when you are looking for cash flow, what do? You do 8 webinars in 30 days. You do 8 webinars in 30 days. So that's one of the things that I taught them to do. So now, whenever they come out the gate, regardless of what program they come through, if they're brand new, I make them do 8 webinars in 30 days. Number one, it gets you accustomed to doing a different style of selling. Especially if you're accustomed to selling from a stage or, selling at a live event or something like that. It's a little bit different setup when you're selling from a webinar presentation, when the people can't necessarily see you live and you can't see their interaction. So here's what's funny, right? I was like, we wanted to make sure that we're implementing, certain strategies that we teach. I'm not going to teach you anything that I haven't done. Lo and behold, guess what I just did? 9 webinars in it'll be like 30 days, more like 32 days or something like that. Because I added in a bonus one, and we added a bonus one. So it's actually 9. So I'm doing what I teach you to do. And I love, most of my students that have been in the classes, they I love seeing you do it. That way we know exactly what to do. Y'all know I don't have no problem. If I tell you to do a challenge, boom, we finna do a challenge. Matter of fact, I just put one on the calendar. LaToya, you might not have seen me sneak it in there. But I always love to do the strategies that I give my students. All right. So phase number 1 is the planning phase. So you have to set the stage. What do you want to generate? Which one of these launch strategies do you want to use? Do you want to do the workshop? Do you want to do the challenge? It doesn't really matter, because guess what? The beautiful thing about it is they all work. Isn't that great? They all work. All right. So in the planning phase, we actually start out we start developing out the assets, and all of the assets that I sure did. I posted, and it's actually on my screen. So I tell you what, once the video is over, because this is streaming in multiple places, I will make sure it's in the Profit Producers group too, if Toya doesn't beat me to it. So Toya she's grabbing the link. I'm gonna make sure that she has it because I put it on my main page. Let me get it to her so she'll have it. But yeah, so we start to build all of the boom. There you go. All right, Toya, I just put it in Slack for you. So we started to build all of our assets, right? Y'all know it takes maybe you don't know. It takes a lot to put together a product launch. I mean, from registration pages, confirmation emails, let me see, promotional, images, sales copy. It's a lot if you don't know what you're doing, right? It's a lot if you don't know what you're doing. So my team will be posting it in the Profit Producers group. And we'll make sure that it's posted in the comments so that you guys can have it, right? So we do that very early on in our planning phase. And here's the beautiful thing about this system, because once you have this system down, I wish Keisha Bass was on here, KB, Keisha LaShawn, KB. I wish she was on here, because she is a perfect example of someone who came into my Get It Done coaching program. She took this 12-week blueprint method, and boom, she has been launching her YouTube course over and over and over again. And once you've done one launch, you can take it from having a 12-week to an 8-week, right? So you really only need about 6 to 8 weeks to start promoting once you have all of your assets in place. All right. So first we have the planning, then we have pre-launch. And so what are you doing in pre-launch? Pre-launch is when you get in people excited about it. You creating the hype. This is the marketing plan that goes with it. This is the promotion that goes with it. This is the content strategy that goes with it. So those are all the things pre-launch. Whenever we show up, or you show up and in somebody's inbox, wherever you show up, you're always talking about the next thing that you have going on in your business. Make sense? Give me a heart Drop an emoji if this is making sense for you. So that's pre-launch. Now, the week of the webinar or the week of the challenge or the week of the workshop, for me, I am officially in launch mode, right? We launch because we live. Like if I'm doing a challenge, the week that we're doing a challenge, we live, y'all. We live, all the way live. So that is like, that's where we start our actual launch. And that during that week is when the cart opens. So phase 1 is what? It's planning. Phase 2 is the pre-launch. Phase 3 is launch, which is when we go live. All right. So that is actually when you open your cart and you start to see sales. Somebody drop a money bag. That is when you open your cart and you start to see sales come in. All right. And so I was teaching them in the challenge that you see a lot of sales on the day open of your cart. And then you see a lot of sales the day your cart closes. And I'll be teaching that in our 12-week blueprint course that we're teaching as well. And then to wrap it all up is once you've launched, once you've opened your cart, once you got people enrolled into your program, your PayPal is blinging. I appreciate the money bag, right? The PayPal blinging, Stripe, boom, you get notifications of payment received. Then you have to stop. Take a deep breath. One of the things that I tell my people, I tell them to celebrate your success. That is one of the things that we often, I'm going to need to write that down. I'm going to have to update my profit blueprint, right? Because regardless of how many people enroll into your courses, regardless of how many people come to your webinar, the fact that you implemented, right? Idea plus implementation equals income. The fact that you actually implemented, you went through the challenge, you did the webinar, you went through the launch, you got to celebrate yourself. Celebrate, my friends. Okay, now that we celebrate, because you always have to celebrate. Small wins, huge wins, doesn't really matter. But celebrate. Then when we debrief, we look at what worked, what did not work, and what are 2 or 3 things that we will change the next time when we launch. And we only want to change 1 to 2 variables every single time that we launch. Got it? So we change 1 to 2 variables. So like, for example, when we did the webinar challenge back in 2018, we would do it every single quarter. And so we might change like an assignment in the challenge. We might change like some content in the webinar, but we didn't change the landing page. We didn't change any of that. We didn't want to change too much because remember, we're trying to identify what works for our audience and what doesn't. So if we notice that our conversion on the webinar was a little bit low, then that's one of the first places that we're going to look at. If we notice that the conversion on our opt-in for the challenge was low, we're going to change the marketing message. I hope that I am helping somebody. So 4 phases to a profitable product launch is your planning phase, your pre-launch phase, your launch, and then post-launch, which is where you debrief, you see what worked, you see what did not work, and then you go back and make changes and you do it again. You rinse and repeat. So again, I'll be teaching like what to do week 1 through 12. I do have the links. I will be posting the links underneath the video. So do me a favor. If you're interested in the bundle, type bundle wherever you are. It doesn't matter if you are on my in any of my Facebook groups. If you're on my personal page, if you're on LinkedIn, really doesn't matter. If you're interested in the bundle, type bundle. That way I'll get a notification and boom, I'll drop you the link. If you're interested in the 12-week blueprint, the launch blueprint class itself, then just put launch and I'll make sure that you get the link to the launch class. If you want to know the other classes, it's like 9 other classes. If you want to know just, what's a good one? All of them. Y'all know when I come on here, I entertain myself. So if you're interested in all of them, just type all of them. It doesn't matter if you are watching the replay. Myself, my team will make sure that we reach out to you and get you guys the link. So listen, My name is Dakisha Williams, your virtual COO. Be passionate, be purposeful, but more importantly, be profitable. I'll see you guys next time.